Much, Mr. Speaker. I was at the news conference yesterday when the Premier was asked if his new Bill 44 could be used to prevent children from learning about evolution in schools. The Premier told the media, and I quote, "the parents would have the opportunity to make that choice." Yesterday, the Premier denied making that statement and accused me of using wrong information. He said it, Mr. Speaker, and I can play the tape if members wish. My question is to the Premier. You said it to the media, so why not say it to the House? You've drafted a bill that means that children can be prohibited from learning about evolution. Admit it.
The Honourable the Premier.
Mr. Speaker, as I said yesterday, the bill is very explicit in what it says. The Minister of Education, again, referred to sections of the policy that's in place. This is nothing new in the province of Alberta. It's simply confirming the rights, and those rights will now be in our human rights legislation.
Very much, Mr. Speaker. It's very different, and in this respect, not only does the government think it's okay for children to be opted out of studying evolution in the classroom, it puts the onus on teachers to enforce it. If they don't, they can be hauled in front of the Human Rights Commission. That is new. So why is this Premier planning to expose Alberta teachers to persecution for teaching evolution in schools?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, nothing could be further from reality. Under the School Act, Section 50.2, where a teacher or other person providing religious or patriotic instruction receives a written request signed by a parent of a student, that student be excluded from religious or patriotic instruction. That's in the School Act now. What the Bill 44 basically says is that there's a course of educational program or using instructional materials, and then in Section 11.1 deals explicitly with religion. A student can be exempted from study. The School Act provides it now. It's now in the Human Rights Act, so it's apparent that there's a parental right to guide the course of education of their child. As we all know, is a responsibility of parents. We have a public responsibility for public education. We have strong curriculum in this province. But what the honourable member is talking about is absolutely ludicrous.
Very much. Honourable member.
Sure sounded like two completely different things to me, Mr. Speaker. This government's so-called parents' rights policy exposes teachers to prosecution before the Human Rights Commission if they teach something a parent doesn't like. That's new. Teachers will be looking over their shoulders and afraid of open discussions with their class. This education minister knows it, and I know he's been put up to protect the Premier today, but I don't think he believes it himself. Why won't you admit that this policy will stifle education and end up hurting Alberta children?
Mr. Speaker, nothing in this policy or this act is going to stifle education in this province. We have a very strong curriculum in this province. We have a very strong curriculum in sexual education. We have a very strong curriculum in health. We're constantly improving the education. What we're saying is that under the Act that exists and under the policies that exist, parents have a right to exclude their students from sexual education and from religious education. Under the Human Rights Act, they'll have the same privilege.
Right.